So the Marvel Zombies just came out. Let's see how it was. It's a flop or it can really save the Marvel animations. As you know, in the What If series, Marvel didn't do well actually. And here we have a Marvel professional who will join us, Bardia here. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Cyrus.
Well, it's good to have some professional insights. So let's get into it. In the first episode, we had unexpected starting because when I see Riri, Kamala Khan, and this trio wasn't the one I expected to be a main character. I got really disappointed. I had high hopes about it because when I saw What If season 1 episode 5, wanted to see more. I wanted to see this universe of Marvel zombies. So when the Marvel zombies came out, I was so excited to see how they done it, and the starting point wasn't that great because Kamala Khan wasn't the expected main character.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I was a bit disappointed to see Kate Bishop and Riri Williams sided by Kamala Khan, especially when I didn't like their series that much. So I was a little disappointed, but I guess the show proved me wrong because everything changed when they entered that valley.
The alley was a good scene, with the fight scene, everything was just great. And what do you think about how they use Friday? In my opinion, I didn't like how they ripped the armor of Iron Man and just used the Friday, and they showcased that even without Tony Stark, the suit is great. Just it doesn't have that war strategy, and I think that's a little disrespect to Iron Man and Tony Stark's character in the MCU.
Yes, I agree with you, especially when we had the same situations in comics, Civil War 2, when Tony Stark died. We had his AI himself to control of his suits. I mean, they could just do that, and it would have been better, I think. And another issue I had that the zombies that can bite you, you better wear the armor
Yeah.
than have an AI to control it. It would be more logical to me. I guess that's two issues there.
Yeah, and it's in trance. Just only thing it misses was the Blade theme song. The mixture of Blade and Moon Knight. This character was great, and I think it's the first time we have Blade Moon Knight, Moonblade. Don't we?
Yeah, I guess so. I haven't seen him in comics like that. It was a brilliant idea, and I loved Moonblade every single time he was in the show. He was my favorite character.
And we lost the two main characters who I thought it was main characters, Riri and Kate Bishop. I think this death was the only death that I enjoyed them because I I get so much hope that yay, these aren't the main characters, and they just died within the 10 or 15 minutes of the show, and it was great. It was massive.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that too. I think it showed us that the show isn't scared to kill some characters,
Yeah.
and yeah, that was good. I think, and I really didn't like those characters.
And then their journey led them to Widows, which it has a good fight scene. It was a good way to show how the other groups can survive in this massive and hard zombie apocalypse, because it's so much hard to survive in this zombie apocalypse because it's in the Marvel universe, and we have a zombie Hawkeye, zombie Iron Man, zombie Captain America, and they have their powers. They're just
And
zombies. And
intelligence.
yeah, they did pretty well on how to show the survivors could survive in these situations. Widows just survive by doing a camouflage and hiding among others, showing that this place is full of zombies. There is no need to other zombies to come here. There is nothing to see here.
No one here. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we see Okoye leading the zombie army, which we have zombie abomination here. We have zombie Captain America, which had cut in half, as we saw in What If episode. I think the battle between Captain America and Red Guardian, it was fun to see. It wasn't much of an epic battle, but this Marvel spark showed this funny little moment among this brutal zombie apocalypse, and I really liked it. I didn't expect to see much fight from half of Captain America, but it was fun.
Yeah, I really appreciate the animators that made these little fights very rememberable.
Then we have this cool fight between Moonblade and the Ghost. It was just masterpiece. No comments.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we have the really first sacrifice that was touching for myself. Maybe some other really got emotional by seeing really dying, but I didn't. The way it showed that she says I'm controlling their mind with science, and one is like, interesting. Anyway, it was cool to see.
And I gotta say, it was a brutal death. I didn't expect that.
Well, it's R-rated, so I'm glad they did it, so it wouldn't be bounded by these rules, and it would be free on doing this violence, and it made the show great, actually. I agree with you. And that's for episode 1. Let's head into episode 2. In the beginning of episode 2, one thing that really caught my eyes was that how good the animators made the characters, that when I saw them without any introduction, I realized who Shang-Chi is, and I loved how detailed the animators made the characters, so we can recognize their face. And then we have the FBI agent, which I really like that they included the FBI agents in the film. These characters are one that bring soul to the movie. Not that it doesn't have one, but Marvel series, Marvel movies. One thing that I'm a Marvel fan because of it is that how much it has all these emotions, all the fun things, all the sad things, all the actions, everything is on balance, and you will enjoy this roller coaster of emotions during the film.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. And in that scene, what really caught my eye was the entrance of Shang-Chi's father, Mandarin. It was a really epic scene. The entrance of the helicopters, it was really fun. But I gotta say, I got a little bit disappointed because what we know of Mandarin, that he's a 500 or more year old terrorist that is known for his cruelty. But when he saw his son got beaten, I really thought he was gonna kill him, but I saw him sacrifice himself for his son.
Let me disagree with you, because it showcases that even in this universe, which it's totally in another situation, his father didn't saw his son for years. While we saw in the movie, they encounter before that sacrifice that we saw in the movie. But here it shows that even with that little bit of seeing his son, still he decides to sacrifice himself. And it's like how the strange tell her wife that I love you in every universe. You know what I mean? I felt that way, that his father would sacrifice himself over his son in every any other situations. And then we see the raft. I really enjoyed the idea of raft because zombies can't swim. We saw it in actually the most movies I saw about zombies. They can't swim, so it's really logical to go to the sea and be safe there. And it was a great idea until we got introduced to.
I could say he was great. The introduction, he himself, the power, and let's not forget about Zemo there playing
Yeah,
his part.
yeah.
His hatred for the heroes. It was well placed. It was.
Yeah, yeah. The only part that I in a doubt that the character choices are poor is where the main character Kamala. But no, we'll talk about it in the end of the video. And one other thing that I really enjoyed was how show his, you can't say full potential because the Namor was zombie, but he was way more powerful than what we saw in Wakanda Forever movie, and I enjoyed that.
Well, his powers were well scaled for being zombies, I
Yeah.
think. But let me disagree with you in Wakanda Forever because he was way too strong in that movie too. He invaded Wakanda single-handedly, but
Yeah, we
he was
can't say.
dehydrated. But he was dehydrated that we saw him reach in the end of that movie. So
Oh
that's
yeah, yeah,
it.
that's a good point. Yeah. Uh, it's good to have a professional here to correct me whenever I say bullshit. In the end of this episode, we had sacrifice that made me emotional. The Yelena's sacrifice. Every sacrifice, every grief, every action, every every funny moment, everything was on point. We didn't had any actions back to back. We didn't have like so much grief and death back to back. Everything was on point. We were exactly in a roller coaster. There was ups and downs. We didn't go very up and we didn't went very low. It was just perfect.
Yeah, I gotta give you that. Everything was well placed in this series.
We can call it a Marvel series. It was basically the sole thing of Marvel. What I personally become a fan of Marvel. This spark of Marvel, this fun part, this emotional part, this action part. Everything was on point. And that's it for the second episode. Let's head into the third one. The start of episode 3 was great because we finally saw where the hell are Black Panther, Spider-Man, and the head of Ant-Man. I really enjoyed this part that showcases how much Thanos hold himself back in the Infinity War. As we saw when he turned into a zombie, Thanos got stronger. Why? Because it didn't hold back anymore. It got brutal. He just way priced the raccoon and the Groot with just one single attack. Just only Thor, the God of Thunder, could handle that.
Yeah, that was some great scenes, and we had some of our answers over there. And I gotta give this to the animators, the respect they had for Boseman that didn't replace his
Yeah, yeah.
actor after his death. I really, really like that. Respect for them.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed the part that Spidey was the narrator. Even though it was a short duration, still I enjoyed the Spidey narrating because one thing that I really enjoyed about What If season 1 episode 5 was that Spidey was the main character and he was the narrator of the story. And Spidey always find the positive energy in and tell with so much joy, and we are in a zombie apocalypse. There is no such a thing such as positive energy, but it's still Spidey narrates the story with positive energy. Sometimes it gives hope, and some, yeah, the Spidey narrator was the best part, and I think they should keep him, not just put him as a short duration.
Uh, in my opinion, they should have just stuck with that idea, and because
Uh,
that's what we were looking for and hoping for.
Yeah. Then we see a new Asgard scene when we see Khonshu himself talks to Mark Carey, which was a funny scene. At first, when I saw he isn't the same voice actor as voice actor we had in Moon Knight series, I got a little disappointed. His voice was a little goofy, but it has its own positive sides. It brings that positive vibe show needed at that time, and it was great.
Yeah, I think the whole scene was hilarious. I
Yeah,
really enjoyed that. I really like these funny scenes in Marvel universe.
yeah. Especially the relation between the FBI agent and the, yeah, this guy.
Black Death.
Yeah, the Black Death guy. Their relation was just hilarious. I really got. I wasn't expecting an FBI agent to live much longer, but still, I got a little sad that we lost them moments later.
Yeah, I gotta say, in the next scene when we saw Wanda, I think she played her part very well. I gotta say, she fooled me for some moments that I
Yeah.
myself was gonna trust her. But afterwards, she reveals her master plan, some part of it at least, and we got to saw her real self.
Yeah, yeah, we had so much plot twist in the series. We will talk about it later. We have still some plot twists that will reach. And then we had Thor. He was like in the Endgame vibes, totally different, but exactly the same vibes. In the end game, we had this fat, talkative Thor, which spent his time bullying other gamers and playing games and trash talking to others, especially the noob master. But here, he just was in his bubble of loneliness, and he wasn't fat, but he was nothing actually. He was just a lonely soul.
Yeah, yeah. It was a nice detail that he was the same but very different in the same way. And as I said before, his fight scene, like the other fight scenes, were absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed his fight with Wanda
Yeah,
at the end of the episode.
yeah. And I love the way Wanda stopped the ship. Yeah, it reminds me of the that episode in the Obi-Wan, which Vader just casually stopped the ship from escaping, and I got flashback when Wanda did the same.
Yeah, let's not compare Vader with Wanda.
Yeah, Wanda is better.
I don't think so.
And then we have another plot twist, as I mentioned, when they finally could escape and get the out of this atmosphere which has been created by the destruction of the stones. They could finally send the signal to the Novas, but it was totally opposite, and they attacked them, which they,
Yeah,
which it's led off to episode 4.
well, I at the end of the episode 3, I did expect that Novas knew about the situation and didn't help them because when 6 Infinity Stones suddenly explode, it will draw a lot of attention. But what I didn't expect was them to not only not help, but also attack them, and that was a really great idea and shocking idea, I think.
Yeah. They really loved twisting the plot. You know, it was if this is a plot, they were just ling dum.
I was reminded by Prison Break that the whole situation got only worse and worse and worse. It never got any better.
Yeah. Episode 4. In the first seconds of episode 4, Moonblade decided to auto farm. Absolute auto farm. When we see the ship is crashing, everyone is panicking. What the hell is gonna happen? And everyone is just their hope is gone. They are disappointed. The plan didn't work. Moonblade is falling to the earth like this, and it was masterclass, especially when we saw it in the Shang-Chi's perspective when he's falling in panic and just turn and see Moon Knight falling like this.
Yeah, that's why I loved his character in the whole series. He was just a machine that overformed.
Khonshu knew what's gonna happen, and he decided not to tell anyone, not to do anything. He just decided to auto farm. Absolute cinema. And here we have more screen time for Spidey. Yay!
Yeah, that was what we were looking for and what we got clickbaited.
Yeah. Actually, I no, I don't have any complaints because it was a good show. I'm happy I got clickbaited.
You could say that, you could say that.
Yeah. Then we got so many answers to our questions. How they controlled the destruction of the stones, and where is the banner, because we know he was one of the guys in the ship which survived, and we know now what the Queen of Death wants to achieve.
What I liked in this series that it was well puzzled. The answer came through eventually, but got us curious and kept us going in the whole series.
Yeah, even we didn't saw anything about the Spidey or T'Challa till episode 3, where we went most of the series without even seeing what happened after what we know. And then we have this epic battle which we didn't saw in this big scale and this important and universal segueing after Endgame.
Yeah, the whole fight scene was great and massive, but I think the peak was when Wanda used the previous dead friends.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was the most Wanda thing that she could do, and I really liked that. It was well matched to her character.
yeah, and one thing I don't know you thought of that during the series. I always had in mind was that everyone you lose and got sacrificed joins the other team, and I think they should have thought of that because when they saw Thor struggling, they shouldn't have left him because afterwards you're gonna get Thor zombies.
Yeah, and the Thor zombie, you know, the mixture of the Thor's powers and Wanda's powers was well pictured. It was just a masterpiece. And let's don't forget about the funny parts when the Moonblade launches to the army, and the only thing that played in my mind when he was in the air was random bullshit. Go!
Yeah, when he jumped and fired all those moon blades. It was
Yeah.
random bullshit. Uh, it was fun, but we saw how powerful Thor has gotten there. He didn't even look at Moonblade and vaporized him. it was good to see.
And then we have the final plot twist, which isn't actually a plot twist. It's a lot more than that. It's a plot putting it in a centrifuge and turning it in a max speed. Because, we saw if Wanda is really in a good side, or is everything we saw was illusion, because in the end parts we saw really alive fighting with zombies. It was even before the series started, and it just made us prepared for season 2.
Yeah, I think the really best part I enjoyed was Wanda, because we didn't know that if she had evil plans or had good intentions, if she really cured himself or not, if it was
Yeah.
just an illusion. And in the last part, when we saw Kamala breaking the illusion, we saw really, so we don't really know, as you mentioned, that the illusions are from just episode 4, or the whole series is part illusion and part reality. That was the most hyping thing that wants me to see episode season 2.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the whole series? Just before that, how long do you think I would survive in a Marvel Zombies apocalypse?
Well, based on that, we have intelligent super zombies. I think maybe 2 days
Thank
at
you.
most.
That's so generous. Yeah, Marvel Zombie Apocalypse is, I watch so many horror films and one zombie apocalypse type, and I gotta say, the Marvel Zombie Apocalypse is by far the most hardest zombie apocalypse that you could survive. And if you don't have a superpower and you are like normal people, there's like 0.0000000 chance of surviving. How would you rate the series out of 100?
Well, it was an entertaining show, I gotta give you that. But I have some complaints. I will state them. First of all, as I said before, I hoped for a better main character. At least I hoped Spider-Man in all of the episodes. And second of all, I don't know if it's really a complaint or not, because maybe we will get an answer for them in season 2. But I gotta say, um, we don't know why was Wanda looking for Kamala this much, because
Yeah.
um, she said that she needed gods and she could achieve that goal without Kamala. And if she just wanted her powers, why shouldn't she just kill her and use her as a zombie, or use her bracelet, source of her powers? So those are some plot twists I hope for an answer uh, in season 2. So overall, I gotta give an 70 points out of 100 to the show.
Okay. Me personally, I think the show was not only I enjoyed my time, and I don't think I waste my time. Not only I enjoyed it, but it's a show that I would recommend to friends. So I will give it 79 out of 100. I won't give it 80 because it's not an 80 series, but it's yeah, it's on the edge. I really like these shows and series that appreciate the audience time, and they are brief, short, and every single part of the show, every frame, everything is important, and it's not just for waste of time or anything like this show. So between this series, Marvel Zombie series, the whole series, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the What If season 1, episode 5, the zombie episode. Which one would you prefer? Which one is better than the other?
I enjoyed What If more because What If was the introduction and had a lot of more limitation than the zombie series. So I gotta give it to What If episode 5 and rate it at 85, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I agree with you because as I mentioned, I think that so part of what made the episode 5 ahead of Marvel Zombies series is that the Spidey is a narrator in the whole episode, and that's the best part. I think if the Marvel Zombie put the main character Spidey, it would get so much better, and it would have the potential to even beat the episode 5 of season 1 of What If. But right now that they didn't did it, I would give the What If episode more credit, and I think that one was better too. So that's it. We covered everything. We talked about every details. We have a similar episode around this week, maybe, or 2 week. I don't know. About the recent Fantastic Four movie, and we would be pleased to have our professional Marvel Arizal Bardia there too. Would you join us there?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I would love to join you there too. And it's really enjoyable for me. Thanks for having me, Cyrus.
So don't forget to subscribe and leave a notification so when I upload it, you'll get notified. And if you like this video, please leave a like. If you have any other comments, any other opinion than us, and any other scenario why Wanda choose Kamala or any other thing, just leave a comment. Bye, have a good day.